my new video. Today we will discuss what premiums to buy. So, as you know, actually the Operation Rolling Spring took place this week, so I'm on the last mission, so I actually am quite excited if I get the tank. But also that tank was in the store, or I think it was in the store, so I wouldn't actually recommend you to buy such tanks as M4 FL10 and like Progetto 46 or any auto reloader tanks before you master autoloaders. So there are quite few tanks that you actually can begin your premium campaign in the game, let's say it like that. So tanks that actually will bring you in harsh reality of premium tanks in World of Tanks Blitz are actually tanks like IS-5 or IS-6. So they actually ruled the battlefield quite long ago, but today they are just underpowered and in many cases underrated. Nobody plays them anymore, only players that actually want to collect premium tanks that you actually can buy in the store, just regular premium tanks. So I would likely suggest you to actually, if you want to spend your money on the game, to buy IS-6 or IS-5. IS-5 is actually the tank that I prefer more because of its pike nose armor that is actually quite effective if you get to a position that is not a big hill, but just a little bit steep. So you can actually use your gun depression a little bit, but not just like to show your lowered laces. I don't have any replay to show you how to do that, because I actually don't play it anymore, because I mostly now play CDC that I bought recently this week, and Scorpion G. But I would actually recommend it for new players that want to spend money on the game, because it's actually not behaving as a premium, or IS-6 also is not behaving as an overpowered premium, so you can actually understand how to play some other premium tanks, that are actually like not overpowered, just tanks, regular tanks, but paid for money, like EXP and T-34. Those are tanks that you actually can master pretty easily, because no one actually plays them anymore. If they got cash that they can spend, they will more likely buy Scorpion G when it comes to store, or things like T-54 Mod 1, and that is actually, those are the tanks, I think, in my opinion, that people are willing to pay for the most. So there are still some premiums that actually I love. I actually like all the premiums, but I actually love some of them. Those are Type 64, that is an excellent vehicle to begin with, because you can actually get from a position A to position B very quickly, because after all you're a light tank. Sorry. And you can actually pretty easily get, let's say it like that, very familiar with light tanks if you got it on the event that was like one month or 2 weeks earlier. Then you can actually, it was in the store, it was in the events, And many people I think got it this time because it was actually pretty easy to get it. And I'm actually not that, sad that I didn't get T-34-3 instead of this little monster, because actually it has pretty nice rate of fire, pretty average damage per minute, but it's still a premium. It earns a lot of credits, so I'm satisfied with it. And actually it's tier 6, so when I play this thing I actually just want to get to players that actually don't have so much skill, because many of them in tier 6 aren't seal clubbing, but they are just like beginners or things like that, so they won't be, let's say, able to deal with someone who has premium, I mean, you can call it cheating, but it's really not, it's just your skill that depends on how to play a premium tank correctly or any tank correctly, So maybe I would actually recommend this one if pops out in the store. So be sure to get it if you want to pay for it. So because you will actually, as I said, master it easily, you will actually deal a lot of damage in it, it's not that bad as many people say. And then maybe Cromwell B, of course. It's awesome because it's a medium tank. It's pretty fast. Its gun depression is actually pretty good. Its damage per minute is awesome. so awesome, And maybe I'd actually recommend the crop, because actually you can be quite comfortable even if you get against KV-1S. Sometimes it won't be able to penetrate your upper glacis, because it's actually pretty trollish, I'd say. Because actually you'd say, what, it is a medium, it is a German medium, everything will go through it, but no. It's actually a German heavium, it has a solid gun. I mean, it's not the most accurate gun in the world, but you can hit pretty much most of the targets, that you aim at. Then its armor is, as I said, actually pretty good, because it is actually the Hetzer's armor. So if you are familiar with Hetzer, you should be able to play pretty good in this tank. And it also has a turret, so then I'd recommend Churchill 3 that I have actually on my other account, and Excelsior. Why? Because they both have pretty strong armor, a pretty good armor, to be honest. As any British heavy, it is actually, the Excelsior is actually mini Black Prince, as you can see. Its turret armor is great. Let's see how much millimeters it has. 114, that's not too bad for tier 5. The hull is also 114 in the front, so that's not actually so bad. Then the rear, you can actually see it has 108. Wow, I actually didn't know that, so that's actually pretty great. Then Angry Connor, well, I wouldn't recommend it for new players. I actually also struggle in it because it has no armor, but actually it has pretty nice DPM, so it's a pro tank. I don't actually do so well in it. I did in early days, when there wasn't so many good players, that you actually you could have just sit in the place, and they wouldn't bother because they actually didn't know that it was so good. But it actually is pretty nice in my opinion. Then Helsing, it is pretty overpowered. Its armor is pretty good. Its upper plate is nice, and everything else, in fact, it's pretty nice. Except penetration. Penetration actually really sucks. So only because of that I wouldn't recommend it actually. Then T26, it's a solid medium heavy tank, so heavium, if you want to begin with. So if you want to learn how to bounce, choose this one, because actually it never actually disappointed me in any battle. Even if I died or lost, I bounced almost every time like 2000 damage or 3000 damage, so it's actually pretty good. And actually mod 1, as I said it before, I actually wouldn't recommend it for newer players, because it doesn't have a lot of gun depression, so you cannot be comfortable with it, if you get in a map that actually has all the hills, that you actually have to expose yourself to deal some damage, but for bouncing, this thing is a monster, and if you want to learn how to camp properly, as just standing still there in the bush and just dealing damage, I would recommend Scorpion G, because it has so good camo rating. It has deadly gun, it's deadly accurate, and its speed is just great. So you can see it's actually chases of a Panther tank, so it has to be fast, and that's it guys for today. So have a good night. Sorry about that. So that's all I can actually say about buying some premiums that you can actually use as a new player. Oh, I forgot about Panzer 5.4, so sorry. So this one was actually a monster in early days of Blitz. Why? Because it is actually also a Panther chases, so it just bounced everything in tier 5, but now everyone is using Premo, so you won't be able to bounce anything actually if anyone wants to use Premo on you, If they don't want to, they will actually go for the turret right here, because it's total flat, so they will be able to penetrate it, But actually if they go for this part of the tank, this upper glacis, they won't be able to go through, but you must definitely hide the lower glacis. So if you actually want again learn to bounce with players that actually don't have pretty much that skill like on tier 10, choose this one, because it's pretty cheap. It's like 2500 gold, that's like 10 euros I think. So it's not actually that expensive, as I don't know, KV5 or T28 Defender. In those things you can actually bounce, but you need some skill to actually run properly in them, So this now for real, this time for real. This is everything I've got for you today. So guys, have a good night and goodbye till the next time. See you in the next video.